Hey everybody, Metal Shop Steve here. Today I want to give you another review of a show that I went to recently. Um, and this is actually the same place that I saw the last show that I reviewed, a really cool place in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania called Lovedraft's Brewing Company. So a shout out to Lovedraft's, really great beer, great food, and a great venue. So quick shout out to them. And now I'll talk about the show that I saw. And it's another example of just some really nice planning, some event planning. And you got four bands here playing. One was the headliner, and then you've got a couple of support acts. And a lot of times they do bring in local acts too, or at least regionally local, and I think that's very cool. So another quick shout out. Support your local musicians, your up-and-coming bands, your small-time bands. Go see them. Go buy their stuff. And so that's my plug for that. So let's go ahead and talk about the music. Before I get into what each set sounded like, just to give you an idea here, the headliner, Living Dead Girl. And then the support acts were Wildstreet, Sugar Hysteria, and the Mary Lou's. So I'm going to talk about each one of those. And just as an FYI, for you, I posted some photos from the event, so you'll be able to see those photos up on Instagram and all the other places. They're already up. So now let's talk about the show. First band up in this show was Sugar Hysteria. Shirt right behind me here, black shirt with the pink letters. And right away when I walked in, I found their merch table. And I said, hey, tell me about the band. And they pointed me right behind where I was standing to the lead singer. And I will tell you that she is amazing. And actually look for an interview with her coming up here fairly soon. They are pretty local to me, so I'm pretty excited about actually getting a chance to go see them again in the future. They are described as pop punk. I hate labels sometimes. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're helpful. Who knows? But when I heard them play, I didn't hear pop punk in the sense that probably comes to mind when you hear pop punk. I heard a very diverse sounding rock band with its own identity, really. So yeah, sure, at times vocally or instrumentally it reminds you a little bit of poppier type of things, but then you've got this really great guitar work, some solos in there, and that would fit right in with any kind of hard rock band out there. And otherwise, just really entertaining show, great stuff, vocally spot on, very charismatic up there on stage. Lots of eye contact and, just all the things that you want out of a band performing live. A lot of times you'll get a band just up there going through the motions, and that's certainly not the case here. And this is definitely one of those bands that you need to go check out. I know they've got one single, I think, at the moment up on Spotify and places like that, but you can probably find videos too. They are somebody that you definitely need to check out, and if you're in the region here, so I know they play a lot in Baltimore area and out throughout Pennsylvania, so if you get the chance to go see them, then definitely go see them. A lot of energy and just very, very good musically. So they opened up the evening. Next up was the Mary Lou's, another band that I had never heard of. And usually I like to check out what's happening here before the show. That way, if there are any opening bands that I don't specifically know, I like to go check them out and just hear what their sound is all about before I actually get to the show. The only criticism I had of Lovedrafts that day is that I did call in earlier in the day and I said, hey, are there any opening bands? And they said no. So I had no idea that these other bands were going to be here, but I'm certainly glad they were. Right here behind me, the blue shirt, the Mary Lou's, And as you can see, this is a very cool one. Dead girls don't say no to donuts. So if you don't know what the Mary Lou's are all about, think of kind of retro sounding classic horror movie creature feature, but with electric ukulele thrown in and lots of fun. I don't know if that even entirely covers all of it. Songs about, of course, donuts and Bruce Campbell and all kinds of great things. Lots of cool stuff on stage. Pumpkins and black cats and the outfits. Go check out my Instagram pictures of this show and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so nice too. I got a chance to talk to them a little bit after the show as well. Actually, I want to show you. I did get a little bit of merch here. So there's one of the stickers. You can see that. There's another one, pretty cool too. And I think that's it. Oh, I missed Sugar Hysteria, but I got a sticker there, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going to put information, as I usually always do, about these bands up down below so you can go check them out for yourself. Mary Lou's, you can find, I believe, almost a whole album up on Spotify and places like that. So definitely go listen to that, although I can tell you that it in no way prepares you for the show. So the show, two of them up on stage, and that's it. You've got guitar and vocals, and you've got electric ukulele and vocals. And the rest of it was done through kind of a backing track, the backbeat type of stuff, drums and bass. But you know what? I didn't even notice that. I mean, I could see it happening, electronically, but I didn't notice that and think, wow, I really wish they had a drummer sitting up here on stage. It was very much focused on the two of them. And musically, absolutely great instrumentals, great vocals, great interplay between the two of them. There are songs where they're kind of going back and forth a little bit, a lot of humor involved. And again, great musicians and just a really, really fun time. And if I had not seen this show, I probably at some point would feel like I missed out because it was just absolutely completely entertaining and definitely worth it. So that's the Mary Lou's. Definitely check them out as well. And then next up, the only band of the night without kind of a female lead in here was Wildstreet. And they've been around for a few years. And, they kind of took me back to that LA glam rock, Sunset Strip kind of sound. Just watching their front man work the stage. It's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I've seen LA Guns and Faster Pussycat and a lot of those kind of bands, and that's what it reminded me of, kind of that boozy type of throwback rock. And I'll tell you what, instrumentally, guitars, all of that, especially the guitars, that's what really captured me here. The riffs, all of that was just so spot on with some of my favorite stuff out of that late 80s scene. Rat even in there. Just really, really, really great throwback type of sound. And I should mention, in case I didn't really mention it before, I don't really know a lot of song titles from some of these bands just because I wasn't familiar with them ahead of time. But I believe that for almost the entire part, nobody was playing covers. And I don't mind a cover every now and then, but this was all original material too. So if you're scared of going to see a smaller band or a local band because you think it's going to be covers or something like that, don't be. Please don't be. Sugar Hysteria did sneak a little bit of Teenage Dirtbag into the end of their set, and I don't know how many people actually caught that, but I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, that brings us to the headlining act of the night, which was Living Dead Girl. And this one, this band I definitely had listened to before. And not that I didn't appreciate them, because I did. Obviously, I bought the ticket to go see them. But watching them live was a really great experience. Not taking anything away from anybody else who played, but Living Dead Girl, they just really brought it in such kind of an over-the-top heavy way. So if you're not familiar with Living Dead Girl, you may think, I kind of recognize Living Dead Girl, Rob Zombie. It's a Rob Zombie song. And I don't really know. I'm hoping to interview their lead singer, Molly, here coming up. So we'll find out about that. It might be out there too. I don't really know. But they're not like, female white zombie. That's not what you're going to get here. This was a completely unique sound. A little bit of it had some flavor of other female-fronted bands out there, metal bands, that incorporate some singing and some harsh vocals and stuff. But it wasn't like that. It was a darker, bassier, riffier, I don't want to say industrial, because that's not at all what it sounded like, but gothic. I believe goth is a kind of an okay word to throw in here with this, because certainly there was some of that look here involved. Front woman, Molly Rennick, absolutely owned the stage. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Interacting with the audience, talking to all of us, encouraging us to get closer and move around and stop standing still at the Living Dead Girl show. And I'll admit my neck is a little bit sore from maybe just the slightest bit of banging my head there. They have an album out. It's called Exorcism, and it is absolutely crushing. And Molly up on stage kept telling us that the next song was going to be a banger, and certainly there are lots of bangers here. They have a video or two. Go check out their video for Exorcism. I might link that here below too. Very entertaining. So good. Musically, Living Dead Girl is it's great. It sounds, even though at the moment they're still kind of considered a more low-key, smaller band. They're out of Canada, by the way. They have the sound of stars. And this is a band for me that I would say is destined for really huge things. And again, they're pretty new in terms of just putting out material. Again, they have that one full-length album out, and I hope bigger things are coming for them. I really, really do. Absolutely amazing set. So much headbanging, so much involvement from the guitarist and the bassist right up front too. Of course, props to the drummer sitting in the back there where nobody can see him. But just musically, everything about this set, every member of this band was giving it 110%. I know that's cliche. But it was like you were being beaten over the head and enjoying it, and then the show ends and you're like, more please. But that's the best way I can describe that. Again, I'm really, really hoping to interview Molly and talk to her about the band a little bit coming up here. So be on the lookout for that. I'm working on that, I assure you. Check out the pictures I've got up on all of social media all around, because there are some cool pictures from the show. I was right in front of the stage, so I did get a couple of cool pictures up there. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to put as much information as I can down below so you can take these bands in for yourself. Please definitely do that. Check them all out. That's pretty much it. Thank you for coming. I'll see you later.